You might have read a lot of books, and you ever wondered why they divide each book into different chapters and different sections, different paragraph with using different headings, so they are easier to scan. Human minds, they can easily consume that information and easily understand it. So we humans, we cannot process a lot of data or lot of information at once, but we love bite-sized chunks of information. Now, why do we need to group our controls or our buttons or our options? Just take an example. If I give you a washing machine and it has like 100 buttons and controls and settings on it, you will be overwhelmed with its functions, and you would not prefer it with a simpler washing machine that has just 10 buttons on it. So what you can do to make your products better, you can group relevant controls together so they make sense to the user that this set of controls is going to do this. Let me show you the image of the washing machine I am using at my home. This is the Samsung washing machine I'm using at my home, and I'm going to show you what are these controls and why grouping of them makes sense. Now you can see in the middle they have grouped these two, power and start. So this is to turn off this machine and to start it. So this makes very sense. They almost do the similar functions. Then we have all the custom controls on the left side. You can see over here, these are the 3 custom controls. And then the pre-made modes where you can just select any one. And these are grouped over here. So if I want a quick wash, I am going to select this and it is going to just do all the settings for me. So this is a very nice layout of all the interface controls, and they are grouped to make sense to the user. So also they are not violating the in control feature. The user always want to be in control on the left side, and on the right side they have pre-made modes, and they use grouping to lay out this whole interface. So this makes sense. Similarly, if you see any apps, there are tons of apps, Mac, Windows, operating systems, even iOS, Android, they have all the settings grouped into different areas. They are stacked into different sections. So let me show you some of the sections. These are Windows settings, and you can see these are Windows 10 settings, and you can see they are simpler, and there are like 7 or 8 categories, and you can easily go with any of them. They have their description under them, and you can do the setting and customization. They have used grouping to accumulate a lot of settings into one category. Then we have, this is the screenshot of Sketch app. It's a popular app for UI designers, and you can see this is how they are using grouping. Now this first group is for alignment, the other one is for next thing. Then we have these for the positioning. Then we have all the text controls in this bounding box. Then we have the appearance and effects in over here. So this is how it makes sense by grouping different controls into groups. This is also another example. You might have seen it in many navigation bars or menus, that all these are grouped into sections. You can see this is the first section for files and opening files, creating new ones. This is for renaming and saving and reverting file. These are export, and these are reduce file, and these are, so they have grouped it so user can easily understand them and have some sense about them. Again, you can see here at the top we have different tabs. So if I click any of them, it is going to take me to those settings. So it's easier for me if they have like one long page and all the settings resides on that page. It will be too difficult for me to change everything. So this is grouped. It is grouped into different categories, and it's easier for me to change the keyboard settings. These are the system preferences. Again, you can see these are Mac or iOS system preferences, and they are also in different portions. Like you can see, this is the first one, then this is the second one, this is third block, and this is fourth block, and this is last block. You can see user groups and parental controls and extra controls, accessibility, Siri, they are almost related, so they are over here. Also date and time. The controls that are related to networking, sharing, Bluetooth, all are in this area. iCloud, you can see. So this makes sense. They are almost all related. These are hardware devices. You can see in this area, sound, printers, trackpad, mouse. So these are almost all the hardwares. These are the customizations of their own operating system like desktop, dock, mission control, languages, security, privacy. So all these system preferences, they make sense. Now this is a very bad example on Google AdSense. I was trying to make it disappear. So what happened is that I was looking or reading this area, and the next icon is appearing a bit on the right side, and it is a lot away from this screen, this pop-up. So for like 5 minutes, I was unable to do what I have to do over here, how I can close this pop-up box. So after looking around, I saw that this is over here. So if something is away from its context of use, so I am using this window, so this next should be over here or over here or over here. They can also place a button over here. It makes sense. It's inside a group. So grouping also makes sense because user thinks that these things are related. This is a law. This is called Gestalt law of grouping. So there are more Gestalt laws. I might include another whole section on that, but right now it's not in my plan. Anyhow, so grouping makes sense. So try to use grouping intelligently in your UIs. If you have any questions, ask me. Let's move on to the next lesson.